I got a question from one of my subscribers on one of my other videos asking if you can use skin lightening agents when you are pregnant. A lot of people may have questions in this regard, so I just decided to make a video to cover all of that. So I will be covering the ones that you can use. Yes, there are some that you can actually use, and I'll be talking about the ones that you should absolutely and completely avoid. So if that's the kind of content that you would like, please do well to subscribe to this channel and also click the notification bell so that you can get notified every single time I post new content. So let's get into the video. Now, in pregnancy, we know that hormones, which are chemicals that make the things that happen in our bodies to happen, a lot of chemicals are produced because right now you're producing chemicals for yourself and also for the baby or babies, as the case may be. Some of the side effects of these chemicals is to stimulate the cells in our body that produces this our color or any color at all that you happen to be. So you notice that you begin to have darkening of your skin, very well noticed on the face, very common on the face, and that is called melasma. When it's like a mask, we call it the pregnancy mask or melasma. Also, the skin is very sensitive to hormone. A lot of these hormones make the oil producing glands in the skin to become hyperactive. So your skin tends to produce a lot of oils, which gets clogged and blocks your pores, and you develop pimples. And now when the pimples try to die down, or you go and poke the pimples, you're going to have areas of dark or hyperpigmentation or dark spots on your face. So these are the common things I see in women who are pregnant, and these are the common things that make women decide to want to lighten their skin, because it really does have a big effect on their self-esteem. And that's why I tend not to judge any woman who decides that she would like to lighten her skin and improve the appearance of her skin when she's pregnant. The problem that we have is that a lot of the agents in the market can cross the placenta, get into the baby, and cause problems for the baby, which can be from problems with the formation of the baby to the problem of you completely losing that pregnancy. So it is not a joke what you put on your skin when you're pregnant, but then we also understand that there is a problem that needs to be solved. So how do we go about balancing this? To balance this, I'm going to tell you the ingredients that you must absolutely and completely avoid in pregnancy, and I'll give you reasons why. And I'll tell you the ones that you can actually use and very safely too when you're pregnant. But I always advocate melasma is best treated after baby is born, so that you can go the distance and use all the array of products that your doctor will recommend for you to use. But if you have to use something to help in pregnancy, there are some things that can improve the appearance of your skin in the meantime. So let's get started on the things you should absolutely avoid using when you're pregnant. Number one is retinol serum. Now, retinol is actually a derivative of vitamin A. And the problem with retinol is that it can cause problems with the formation of the body parts of that baby in your womb. So you have to ask yourself if lightening your skin is more important than the development of your child. So please avoid retinol, avoid all derivatives of vitamin A. I'm going to pin a list of the different names of vitamin A derivatives in the market that you must absolutely avoid. So please do well to have a look at the pinned first comment in the comment section of this video. Salicylic acid. Now, salicylic acid is also known as beta hydroxy acid, BHA, and it's a very effective facial cleanser and serum that a lot of women use, and it's very good in combating acne. But please avoid it in pregnancy, because prolonged use or excessive use of salicylic acid in serums has been linked to bleeding in the brain. So we do not want to have that, so please avoid that. Another thing that people use a lot is licorice. Licorice is a very effective skin lightening agent when you are not pregnant. Most of the organic creams that are in the market contain licorice as well. Licorice can cause miscarriage. It can make you lose that pregnancy. So please, you have to avoid some of these creams, because I can tell you for free, a lot of them will add that thing in the cream, but they won't tell you. They won't tell you. it is not always what is written on the label that describes completely what is inside the cream. So licorice is an ingredient you want to completely avoid when you are pregnant. Another thing, actually, I feel I should have even started with this, is all the array of steroid creams. Steroid creams must be avoided in pregnancy because, number one, I know that steroid creams can be used to help acne, pimples. They can also be used to lighten spots, on the skin. But steroids have a way of crossing the skin and getting into the blood and getting into your baby. And it can affect the hormones because steroids act like hormones. It can affect the hormone inside the baby and can affect the formation of organs, especially the genitals of your child. Another absolute no-no is hydroquinone. Hydroquinone should not be used except it is being prescribed by a dermatologist. Please let us leave hydroquinone at least for the dermatologist to properly prescribe it. It does have a role in treatment of melasma, but that is after your baby has been born. And it can only be used on the prescription of a doctor so that you can, follow it the proper way it's supposed to be used. Hydroquinone should be completely avoided in pregnancy. Another thing that you should avoid, which is also a derivative of hydroquinone but tends to hide, is alpha-arbutin. Another very effective but naturally derived. Alpha-arbutin is excellent for skin lightening. You can use it to lighten spots on your face when you are without pregnancy. But because we know that alpha-arbutin is a derivative of hydroquinone, it does not have all the side effects that hydroquinone has. A lot of people have moved more towards alpha-arbutin and away from hydroquinone. But alpha-arbutin should be avoided in pregnancy as well because it does still have some of bad effects on the unborn baby. You must avoid chemical peels. I've seen on social media a lot of estheticians have been cropping up everywhere, opening shops everywhere with questionable certificates and using all kinds of chemicals on people's skins, and people are subjecting themselves to those things. So please, when you are pregnant, do well to avoid chemical peels because they do contain some of these ingredients that I've talked about. Some of them contain phenol, and we do not want to put phenol on the skin when we are pregnant because it does have a high rate of penetrating to the skin, and you don't want that to get to the baby that is inside. Glutathione is another thing that you would say is a natural product. You would say glutathione is natural, but please, there's not enough scientific evidence to show that glutathione is safe for pregnant women. So please, I would suggest that you avoid glutathione when you're pregnant. The last thing I will advise is for you to avoid what is called whitening pills. We see them a lot in shops. Even pharmacies have started carrying them as tablets that you take to lighten your skin. Please, while you're pregnant, avoid those pills, and also try and avoid them even when you're not pregnant, because a lot of these things have a link with kidney diseases, and we all know that the rate of kidney diseases in Nigeria as a nation and the whole world as a whole, but in Nigeria as a nation, the rate of kidney diseases has become so alarmingly high. So that is a list, and I hope it's not completely exhaustive. These are not the only ones you should avoid, but these are the absolute ones that you must make sure you look out for it. So when you're going for shopping for creams, please do well to read the labels. I know a lot of you just rely on whatever the vendor tells you. Please look at the labels, read the labels, read what's written on them, and please, while you're pregnant, try and avoid some of these creams that are being mixed in behind people's houses, because some of them will just pack everything and put it inside that cream. You put licorice inside, hydroquinone inside, alpha-arbutin inside. They'll pack everything and then they'll add a little bit of vitamin C and tell you it's a natural product. And then you use it and then you start wondering what happened. You begin to blame your neighbor, that your neighbor is the cause of your pregnancy loss, when it's actually the cream that you're using because you felt that lightening your skin was more important than nursing the baby that's growing in the womb. So that this video does not get too long, I'm going to break it into two parts. In the second part of this video, I'm going to tell you the skincare products that you can actually use even while you're pregnant, and they are safe and they can help to lighten your skin and lighten your complexion as well. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please do well to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next video.